Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's Wednesday night.
Woo-hoo!
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Ooh, welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 86, we find a ballet director who does not take criticism too well. Godzilla's coming to New York, plus Ant-Man crawling back onto our screens in this week's movie review. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran, Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, my man?
What's good, y'all? Mike Fish. Normally, 86 is the number that gets you exited out of the building, but this is the episode we say welcome. Come to the Waffle Box. It's the original Waffle Box. You accept no substitutions because it is the best part of Wednesdays. I hope you had a happy Mardi Gras. I know it's the day after Mardi Gras, but the party must continue. Mike Fish.
Mardi Gras never ends. I don't have any beads, so no one saw my breasticles this past day. But there you go. You win some, you lose some.
Next year.
How was yours? How was your Mardi Gras?
My Mardi Gras was not very festive. We are taking advantage of that now, thanks to the original Waffle Box. But yeah, man, I had a crazy weekend this Saturday. So first of all, I got booked for a gig.
Ooh.
That's always a great story. And
$1 bill, y'all.
Basketball, Mike Fish. I am now in love with college basketball, not because of the sport or the dedication or the promise of a future to be with the NBA, but it is a quarter of the equipment and half the day for the same price.
Ooh,
and
that's what we like to
want
hear.
More of it. I've been to the top of the mountain, Mike Fish. I'm ready to just have a job that I love. That is production, and college basketball is just wow.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
Half the work for all the pay?
Yeah.
Sign me up for that.
And it's
my
in
new
city limits for
Sharpie
me.
gel pen.
I take a bus in, I take an Uber back. We got off Saturday night and everyone was like, so what do you want to do? Because like half that crew had worked the ESPN game the previous Friday, and that was an 18-hour day. So you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. Am I supposed to go home? What? Oh, you want to do another show? Maybe? No? Okay.
Did you party in the streets?
I went home
Oh.
and found a man face down in the street, bloodied all up. And I was only 2 blocks away, so I let the Uber drop me off. I dropped my bag, and then I went to go back to check on this gentleman. And 5 minutes later, he wasn't going anywhere. It was fine. But a crowd had gathered, a crowd of concerned neighbors, concerned citizens. And, there was some to do, but like, what do we do? Like, this guy is face down on the concrete, Mike. He's hit his head, so he's not gushing blood, but there's a gash. Okay, and he's also got a full bottle of mezcal. He I don't know how much he drank before that, but he only got about just a little past the shoulder and tripped, fell. Possibly someone pushed him, and I think he just lost control and just splat. So again, people were just like, what do you do? What do we do? Like, someone's like, do we call 311? This clearly is an emergency. And I was like, he's bleeding. It's definitely an emergency. The bottle in this. I called 911. A lot of folks are like, uh-oh. Now he's trying to get up because he heard someone say, call 911. And this gentleman doesn't like that whatsoever. So he's staggering. He can't get onto his feet. This is upsetting a couple of the folks. I'm just like, you know what? I got this. Don't worry about it. You guys have all done enough. Because I'm happy to have neighbors just like you.
You've done nothing to help, quite frankly. I've done all the work here.
No.
Get out of my way.
You guys have only... I think you're putting words in my mouth, sir, but
there's a reward. I want it all.
That. There's no reward for this. There's definitely no reward for this. Oh my God. So everyone's all like, okay, cool, you got this, big guy, take care of it. I don't know what I'm going to do, by the way. I'm waiting for an ambulance to come. But this guy is all of a sudden like stumbling and leering and lurching towards me, like he's ready to hit me. And if only he knows what he's trying to say to me, but it feels very threatening. And he's got his fist cocked, and it's like, hey man, just like back out. Like I have to push him away at one point, and it gets to the point where like the neighbors in front of the house, they're like, he's a criminal. You should have called the cops. And I was like, what? Like I don't understand the context of this. I'm trying to like not get stabbed here. What the other folks that were part of that crowd, they didn't go too far, and they're like, leave him alone. It's like, go run. You're now his attention's on you, and this guy's like stumbling towards them. And I'm not a tough guy. I don't know what would have happened. I feel like if he took a swing on me, I could have dodged it, because again, this guy like had problems just standing up, let alone walking. I was worried about getting a bottle to the dome. That thankfully never happened. Um, he didn't get very far. He got about half a block away before he tripped again and fell on his face. And thankfully, this time actually broke his bottle, and the fire department found him. And that's the end of my story.
The fire department?
In San Francisco, the fire department's the first on the scene, and then if it's something even more urgent, then it like this person needs a hospital visit, then an ambulance comes and picks them up. But it's fire department and ambulance are under the same umbrella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I just imagine them just like six muscly men showing up, seeing this guy on the floor. Oh, he's not on fire. Yeah, get the ambulance. Get the ambulance. I thought this was going to be the one, guys.
six muscly men in a fire truck showed up, and they found him. They're like, "Yeah, we know who this guy is. Go, you need to go home. Go, we'll take care of it." And so I did. But yeah, man, it's a weird experience. Like you went there to help this guy, and I guess there's what's the saying? No good deed goes unpunished, because this guy's response was to threaten me with violence, and it's just like, would I do that again? Like, but what if next time it is someone who actually does need help? I think the answer is yes. You go help again, and you take that chance again, and yeah, that's I've been thinking about it a lot, but that's my feel good story of the week, Mike Fish. You go and help those who need help.
Oh, that's a feel good story of the week. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Waffle. Now, see, not next time you need to do is you go up to the gentleman or lady on the floor and just be like,
put him in a Krav Maga headlock.
Use me.
Oh, no.
Are you a criminal? Are you gonna fight me if I call 911? And if they go, yeah, all right, well, you're on your own, pal, and just walk off.
I think he has to communicate just as efficiently, though, because this guy was just like,
or just stand like 10 feet away and go, I'm calling 911. And then if they start, then all right, then avoid it. But if they're if they go, thank you, then they're cool. You can go in.
I'll take that under advisement.
You're welcome. I'll give you that one for free. That bit of advice.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, my weekend was less eventful.
What'd you get into, big guy?
My President's Day weekend. I got very, very drunk on Saturday.
Not you. That's
in Brooklyn. But I managed to stay just about sober enough to watch Elimination Chamber.
Okay. WWE. How'd that go?
It was very good. I watched the main event. The main event was very good. I haven't watched the rest of the show yet. And then on Sunday, what did I do on Sunday? I don't know. And then so it's probably another drinking day. I don't remember. And then Monday, it was President's Day, so tradition President's Day. Went to look at some cars that I didn't buy, but I'm in the market. I might get a RAV4 next. I'm liking the RAV4. I don't know if anyone's a car person, but a RAV4 is kind of like looking my thing. I want to get like a nice dark red RAV4. If anyone has any connections, got some discounts, send them my way. And then went to a brewery because it was 60 degrees out in the middle of February. And then
very tropical for New Jersey.
Well, I don't know how weather patterns work, and this is apparently we're talking about weather now again. I don't know why I always talk about weather. It must be the British person in me. But so on Sunday, it was like 60 degrees, which was nice. And then Tuesday, we had like a tornado warning.
Oh.
And it was cold and raining a lot. And I was like, what is going on? And then after the tornado warning, about 15 minutes later, the sky cleared, like huge rainbow. I was like, what the February needs to end. Like, I don't know what's going on. This is weird.
This has been
like I'm in the upside down world.
February. That's a Stranger Things reference. I got that.
But so far, no weather balloons over my head, so that's good.
Silver lining, no silver balloons.
No weather balloons.
They're silver. That's right.
Are they? I don't know. I don't see color.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, let's get into the show. Critics. Who likes a cricket? Critic. Apparently not. Apparently not this guy. Marco Goecke is German. His surname is Goecke. Goecke.
Goecke.
I apologize.
It's Polish.
No, well, he's
German.
Anyway, so this guy, right?
Anyway,
so he was.
Mr. G.
He was. Case in point, past tense. The ballet director at the Hanover State Opera in Germany, when he confronted a journalist for writing a bad review about one of his shows. The opera house has now fired him, saying, quote, irresponsible actions have deeply unsettled the audience and irritated the public. Oh my God, what did this man do? He had, quote, massively damaged the opera house's reputation, he added. What during the interview of a ballet triple bill, that's 3, there's a lot of ballet, on Saturday, Mr. Goecke challenged dance critic Wiebke Hustler, I'm so sorry, Germany, over a review she had written about his latest show, quote, in the Dutch mountains. Oh, this sounds like a very nice ballet. So Miss Hustler's review. I'll check the statistic. I don't know if we have any listeners in Germany. If not, we won't anymore. In the review, she had described his show as like being, quote, alternately driven mad and killed by boredom. I mean, that's a knife stick twist. That's not a fun review, to be honest.
Rude. It's just rude.
So in the foyer, when they had their confrontation, he threatened to ban her from the theater and said that people had cancelled their season tickets because of her piece. What? Oh. His career is on the line. What are you doing saying you're getting killed by boredom from this? Oh, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? He then produced a bag of dog shit, which he then smeared all over her face, which seems like a totally grown-up thing to do.
Wow.
So many questions.
Wow.
Like, I'm assuming, did he know she was going to be there? Or did he was like, yes. Or he was like, I'm so angry. What? I know. So... I keep this bag of dog shit just in case.
It's despite the fact that it's already weird, it would also be weird if he didn't know that she was going to be there and already acquired the bag of dog shit. Now, is it his dog? Is it someone else's dog?
It is his dog. Wow. Which I guess makes it. Does that make it less? I guess it makes it less weird.
I mean, it helps us know where he got the dog shit from, but then it's like, so how long did he mastermind this plan? He read the review, he saw the results, he reacted You know, like I get it. That's a big hit to your financial bottom, no pun intended. Um, but then you like go, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait for my dog to need to go shit. And then I'm gonna collect that shit like I do every day because I'm a good citizen and I don't let other people step in my shit.
Always
However,
clean up your dogs.
now I'm gonna hold on to it. Am I holding on to it for an hour? Am I holding on to it for half a day? That is the next question. How fresh is this dog shit?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, when I said about, oh, if it's his own dog's shit, that makes it less weird. If anything, it makes it more weird. Like you say, this was like, if he was like, I'm so angry, and he looks around and he sees some dog shit on the floor and then picks it up and puts it in her face, it's still weird, don't get me wrong, but it's a crime of passion, I guess. Whereas this, yeah, he's
if he
held
does it
on to that.
immediately, it's a crime of passion. But if it's in the bag, it's premeditated. He thought this out. He knew. He's like, I could throw this bag away, but I know what I need to do with this.
So we're going to now find out some fantastic piece of journalism here. So according to the New York Times, he said on Thursday that he had apologized deeply for the incident, and what he did was truly an awful thing. But the critics should not write in a personal, hateful way. So it's kind of like, I'm sorry, but she kind of deserved it. She kind of deserved it. And then he then later told NDR the feces was made by his Datsun. There we go. So okay,
so at least it wasn't a lot of shit.
In my head, there's like a press conference happening.
Yes.
And like there's a yes, Steve Smith, New York Times. Have you apologized? Have you ever apologized to this woman? Oh yes. And it just gets down the line and everyone's asking really good questions. And this Dave from NDR's like, I've got nothing. What breed of dog was it? Datsun.
They gotta ask. They gotta ask that.
Because it wasn't much, I guess, because I've got a Chihuahua Datsun mix, and her poops aren't are very insignificant.
Just pellets. It's like a rabbit, like a really big rabbit.
Like if it was a Great Dane, oh, that's a lot of shit in your face.
There's a lot of shit for a Great Dane, yeah.
But now, even though this is a beautiful way to get your payback, I guess. Let's just forget, right? Let's just forget that he's been fired for a second. Let's try to get into his head.
Okay.
Because, right, if
you would have to fire him, right?
You are angry that this critic has said something bad about your play, did he seriously think dog poop face? That'll fix it. She'll be nice to me next time. No, she's probably going to be way worse.
Definitely, that's definitely not in the thought pattern. Like, yeah, those artists, they only their art exists, and nothing is greater than their art. And when someone says that they were bored to death, like they spent a lot of time making that thing as entertaining as possible, only to hear like, I bored you to death. Oh no, bitch! Now I gotta.
I was being murdered right now. That's how bad this is.
Jesus. Yeah. So, I understand where they're coming from. They absolutely did wrong. They committed assault. They're lucky they're not in jail right now. But yeah, I get it. Don't say nothing bad about my art. I'm gonna throw shit in your face.
It's not even. He smeared it. That's like. That's one of those like. That's gonna be like one of those. Was it crying game moments where you just burn everything you're wearing and just like sit in the shower crying for hours? I'm not gonna get rid of this smell. I bet she washed her hair 30 times.
Years of therapy.
Imagine,
I had a bird shit on my ear one time, and I lost my mind that day.
Get all in my beard. I'd have to shave. It would make me. Oh, that would be upsetting.
You would have to shave your beard if you got some dog shit in it right now. Yes, sir.
If you don't enjoy this podcast, I'm not going to put shit in your face. Be nice still. Just be nice. But there you go. So yeah, I guess it's maybe hey, this only happened last week, so maybe there's more. Just maybe she does press charges. I don't know, but
that could still be in the air. Yeah,
because you can definitely get that whole emotional damage money from that. I reckon.
Yep, that's coming. Well,
Like she
I don't know.
could say like every time she
Are they
sees a
like
death
that
scene,
in
she's like,
Germany?
"Oh."
Do they do that shit in Germany? Or is that exclusively like an American and London thing?
I don't know. I must admit, my experiences in German courtrooms are very limited.
Ooh, you must do more than.
I know. More research needed.
Michael Fishstein.
Dude. Kayfabe. Anyway, let's move on because we've got some more pressing stuff closer to home. Right here in the tri-state area, i.e. NYC, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Headline, I saw this and I was like, what? Because, the whole world's been going nuts right now, with the weather balloon, aliens coming to get us, and then earthquakes going off in craziness, and then plane crashes and think, oh my God, the whole world is ending.
Oh my
God. I saw this headline. I was like, this is it. This is how I die.
Oh, don't die.
Godzilla alligator captured in Brooklyn.
Wow. In the sewer?
Oh, that would have been even worse. Jesus. And he was hanging out. He was, Godzilla, he was fighting 4 turtles that were slowly getting bigger and going, pizza, while the others were doing jujitsu.
No,
and there was like a puddle of green ooze.
It's not a Ninja Turtle reference.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Godzilla wasn't in that one? Okay. So yes, quote, the reptile, which has been reportedly nicknamed Godzilla, it has or it hasn't.
Is it fair?
It has or it hasn't. Was spotted on Sunday morning by staff in Brooklyn's Prospect Park. They contacted the park's authorities, who then captured the alligator in the park's lake. It was later taken to Bronx Zoo. Oh my God. Everyone get to Bronx Zoo as fast as possible. Godzilla is there before it's going to escape because it's Godzilla. It's crazy, right? Why? I'm just thinking, how big is this damn alligator if it's been nicknamed Godzilla?
How big
4
is it,
foot.
Oh. There's actually a bigger crocodile on like a golf course in Florida. Like I want to say at the MGM resort. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, I mean, 4 feet is big, but it's not the biggest alligator I've heard of. Like, there's like a 20-foot one, but still, it's New York. It's New York.
I mean, yeah, don't know. There's not many alligators walking around New York, so it is.
But like,
rare.
You also hear stories in New York, like some dude's got a lion in his apartment, some dude's got a tiger. Like every now and then, you find one of those things. Like someone's got a boa constrictor that's half a mile long. That probably never happened, actually.
Anyway, I was going to make a penis joke there, but I won't. But so I had to thought that maybe, because this was very underwhelming,
right,
that maybe a Godzilla alligator is like a breed type. Maybe so it's like a baby Godzilla. But no, then it was nicknamed Godzilla. So someone saw a 4-foot alligator and was like, oh my God, that's as big as Godzilla. Who's obviously never seen Godzilla. I was very disappointed.
I have to imagine that. So you got the folks that actually work hands-on with the animals and study them and know their anatomy and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And those folks are like educated and doctors. But the folks who are assigned to catch the 4-foot reptile, they might not even have a GED, barely a junior high education. They're just there to wrestle an alligator. And that's probably the most imaginative thing they could have come up with at the time. Oh, it's Godzilla. Oh. He went home
What?
back to his wife and his 12 kids and like, baby, you're never gonna imagine. Like, I spotted Godzilla down in Hudson Park. Oh,
Well, all I think of is like, oh, hello, Billy. Welcome to the park service. Are you excited for your first day? Oh, yes, I am very excited for my first day. I love animals. I'm very excited to meet the animals. Well, oh, here's a call. Maybe you should take that as your first day. Okay,
first day
what is
call.
it? It's a fucking alligator. Ah, like just crying, going towards this alligator. I don't want this job anymore.
I'm gonna retcon Billy and say like he's that weird dude who has nothing but reptiles in his apartment, all the reptiles. So he's just like a 4-foot alligator. This is the biggest alligator I've ever seen.
Like he has an iguana tattooed on his neck going up to his face.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yes, and yes,
Yeah,
and
he asked if he could take it home afterwards, and they were like, "No, you have to. No, you have to take it to the zoo."
no, stupid. You have to take it to the Bronx Zoo. Yeah.
Oh,
He 1,000% asked if he could take home Godzilla.
fucking
He's the
Billy,
one who
you
named it.
weirdo.
Billy, you're a fucking weirdo. Go back to school.
But yeah, by the way, the Parks Authority did warn residents not to release animals into the parks. It's illegal because it is currently unknown
That's what I
how the
imagine
alligator got
happened.
there. But I'm pretty sure because like alligators, according to this, are native to the southeast of the U.S. in the warm climate states such as Florida and Louisiana. And even though we had quite a nice day the other day, obviously this time of year is not what you'd expect in Florida or Louisiana. So I'm pretty sure, like it says, it's not known how to, as if to say, well, someone could have brought it here, but maybe they migrate. Maybe they've started to migrate. No, I don't think the alligator fucking walked here from Florida. Hitchhike. Oh, hey, should we pick up? He looks. Do you reckon? Oh, do you reckon the alligator had like those glasses with the fake nose and the mustache?
I like to think the
Are you an
alligator
alligator?
was wearing a skirt and hiked it up and showed a little leg and got a car to stop and like, oh, excuse me, Miss Lady, do you need a ride somewhere? You're looking awful dry. And she went, oh, fresh. I'm going to Brooklyn. I just happen to be going to Brooklyn.
Covering his face with a fan. Oh, you sure not alligator? Oh.
No.
Man.
Well, she's got a COVID mask on too, so you can't tell.
Smart. There you go. Don't pick up alligators.
Has a COVID
Watch
mask.
watch out for those hitchhiking alligators. Anyway, let's move on. Let's keep trucking along. This show, episode 86. My gosh. This week we've got people doing some stuff with their lives, achieving things, breaking world records. So it's time for this week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
This week's Dumb World Record
adapt,
takes us to the Maldives. Ooh. And this is a listener submitted Dumb World Record. Shout out to Alex O via Instagram who sent us this. So this couple from South Africa. Alex. They come from South Africa, but they went to the Maldives, which is a little island off of Africa.
Okay.
It's very nice.
It's the only island off of Africa.
Sure. So these guys broke the world record for the longest underwater smooch.
Okay. Underwater kiss.
That's another way of putting it. Yes.
Between two fellers.
So
two ladies, a guy and a girl. And it in the day.
two ladies. Two ladies. Two. I wish.
Ooh, spicy.
No, I believe it was a man and a woman. Has
Oh.
God intended it? It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Problematic. Problematic, Mike Fishstein.
Just kidding. I'm a left-wing snowflake. Don't worry. I love same-sex couples. Anyway. So yes.
What Germany says. Oh.
Anyway. What's Germany got to do with it? Just Germans not likes? Are they not allies?
Germany's got a lot to say about you, Mike Fishstein. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that on this episode, number 86 of the original Waffle Box. Let's talk about this couple kissing.
Yes.
Kissing couples.
So this underwater couple kiss, blah, 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 said that has given them more respect for what the human body can accomplish. Really? Really? Okay.
How long did they kiss?
They kissed for 4 minutes and 6 seconds.
Okay. That's pretty impressive. Like, your brain can only survive for like 6 minutes without oxygen. And then these two are like passing oxygen back and forth, but then they're just sucking carbon monoxide at that point. Or is it carbon dioxide? They're not sucking oxygen at this point.
Yeah. There's less and less oxygen going in there. But so they said breaking the world record was a feat that they first set their eyes on 3 years ago.
They saw some sexy spy movie where the man and the female spy got trapped underwater, and one was running out of breath, and the other one just went in for a kiss and just gave him that breath of life, and they were able to survive another 20 seconds for the bad guys to leave. That's my thesis.
These two are idiots as well, or at least one of them, based on this quote alone. We thought this was something we could do, and it would just be a really just awesome thing for us to do. What the fuck is that? It would just be a really just awesome thing. I hate people.
They got the biggest one up.
It would just like be just an awesome thing, like, oh my God. 33 years old.
We haven't revealed the names of these people. I don't even know if we know the names of these people, but like the girlfriend, this is all her idea to one up all of her friends and their boyfriends. Like, one chick in that group was like, I got my guy to go to a pottery class with me. That was like, I got mine to go to a museum. My boyfriend made out with me for 4.5 minutes underwater, and we got a world record. Fuck you, bitches.
Maybe we just have a better connection than you and your boyfriend. Like, just, you know what I mean? What really annoys this is that they started, quote unquote, training for the challenge in their home pool in South Africa 2 weeks before they flew to the resort in the Maldives. They trained for this.
It's a lot of underwater sex.
So what did you do to train for kissing underwater? We kissed underwater, I guess. So basically what they did, they attempted the record and failed for 2 weeks until they finally did it.
Yeah, of course. That's how you train.
Training.
It's training. You gotta learn. Like, again, can you imagine how many times they choked underwater trying to kiss? Like, those lips don't lock. Like, it's not an airtight lock. Like, come on, man. Like, you've had some sloppy kisses where you're like, oh, bitch, did you just try and eat my head? What is wrong with you? Like, and vice versa for the ladies out there.
I have never tried to bite anyone's face off. I'll put that out there, disclaimer.
Well, you're married too, so you don't need a disclaimer.
Clarice. I wonder how many people get that reference. So yeah, I guess shout out to them for breaking a world record, kissing for 4 minutes underwater.
Not isn't romantic, but it is a big one-up to that chick's South African girlfriends.
Because they're gonna go home to their boyfriends. Like, how come we never kissed underwater? How come we don't
break any world records?
How many records do we have? Do you love me?
What are your goals? What are your aspirations in life? But don't you want to do anything? Aren't you tired of just
Don't you
making
ever want to break
money
up our
and
record,
paying
me?
the rent?
I'm not getting any younger. Like, come on, are we gonna break up our record or not?
That's how that went. 1,000%.
Anyway, still to come on this week's Waffle Box. By the way, shout out to Alexa once again. If you do want to submit a story for us to talk about or world record, hit us up on Instagram at WaffleBoxPod or Twitter at WaffleBoxPod or email enjoywafflebox@gmail.com. We have middle of the show quiz coming up on the other side of this ad break. We also have the trapdoor. We've reached the letter S. Oh my gosh. Kush reviews Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And of course, we have the feel-good story of the week. So stick around. We'll be back after this short break.
Just one day, does a hot dog dance? Wiener Schnitzel's got so much, you know it tops the rest.
They're all here at Wiener Schnitzel. Hot dogs we've been doing best for 25 years.
I could have gone anywhere that I wanted to. Wiener Schnitzel, the better hot dogs I can do.
Get any one of our 4 big and beefy hot dogs plus a bag of fries and a medium Pepsi for just $2.49.
The purple-headed warrior is back.
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
Welcome back to Waffle Box, episode 86. Look at me, I've got some bracelets on now. Continuity to be damned. Still to come, we have the middle of the show quiz right now. We have the trapdoor, Ant-Man and the Wasp review, and so much more. But it is the middle of the show, so it's a great time to have the middle of the show quiz. As always, I ask Kush Hayes 5 questions on a chosen subject. This week, since we are talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, I thought I'd throw together a little quiz about the man who doesn't age, Mr. Paul Rudd.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like the Paul Rudd. He's I don't think I've seen him be bad in anything. He's been plenty of bad things, but he's never been bad in anything.
Good point. It's a good point. If it's just your first time joining us for a quiz, obviously 5 questions. So the aim of the game is to get at least 3 out of 5 for the majority, if not 5 out of 5 for the clean sweep. If he gets a question right, he hears this noise, which makes him so happy. However, if he gets a question wrong, he hears this noise. Oh, that makes him so sad. So sad. Look at that face. Oh, he's so ashamed. Nice and simple. Kush Hayes, are you ready to be challenged on your Paul Rudd knowledge?
I am ready.
Question number 1.
Number 1.
I need to put the tense music back on because this is very boring. Anyway, question number 1.
Lose the tense music?
Yeah, I lost it. I have to find it again. But there you go. Question number 1. From which city do Paul Rudd's parents originate?
Anaheim, California. Because I don't know.
You don't know this one?
I don't.
They're from jolly old London.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea he was of British ancestry.
Now you know. Congratulations. Right.
Yeah. Is he a British citizen?
I assume so.
Well, like, was he born in England or?
No, he was born. Well, that was going to be the next question.
Or was that? Oh, that was going to be the next.
So I'm actually helping you out a little bit. So he wasn't born in England. Question number 2. Paul Rudd was born in the greatest state in the United States of America. Which state was he born in?
Tallahassee, Florida.
I gave you a clue. The greatest state in the United States of America. Of course, it was New Jersey. He was born in New Jersey.
Oh, I wouldn't pick New Jersey on any day as the greatest state in the Union.
I mean, what do you top 5 things in New Jersey? 1, me.
Yes, I agree.
The
Frank
George
Sinatra,
Washington Bridge.
although he's dead.
So you can get to New York nice and easy because New York's fun. The New York skyline's really nice to see from New Jersey.
Well, I guess the skyline is in New Jersey, sure.
And two other things. Anyway, question number 3.
Number 3. So far, we're doing terrible.
I should work for the New Jersey Tourism Board. I've done great.
You should.
In
I endorse that.
2021.
Okay. Very recently.
2 years ago. Which title did People magazine bestow upon Paul Rudd?
Sexiest motherfucker alive.
Oh, yeah, he was.
They called him the sexiest man, but still, you get what I'm saying.
And I love that, like, as if, you know, here we have to specify you are the sexiest man alive because I saw this dead body a couple of weeks ago and he was hot. So sorry.
You know, best case scenario, you leave a sexy corpse behind. Worst case scenario, someone takes advantage.
To be fair, some would argue that I already look like
it's not consensual.
Sexy corpse.
There's a great Sam Kinison bit about that. Look it up, kids.
Anyway. Question number 4. Paul Rudd made his acting debut in a commercial for which gaming console?
Almost that's a Super Nintendo.
It was Super Nintendo. If I didn't say gaming console, would you still got that? Be honest.
Yes.
Damn it.
If you had said movie, I would have said Gen X Cops.
Was he good in that as well?
No, I haven't seen it, but it's a Jackie Chan film.
Oh, Jackie Chan with Paul Rudd. That's a buddy cop movie. I've never wanted. I
think JC just produced it, but still.
And imagine he'd been very young, even though he probably looked exactly the same. So question number 5. Right, we're two.
So this is tiebreaker.
Question number 5. Paul Rudd has worked with Judd Apatow many, many times.
See.
Which movie was their first collaboration?
I want to say The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
You lose.
No, they did work together on that one, but the first one was Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Oh, god damn it! Of course.
Although for some reason, I in my brain box, I always some reason feel like the 40-Year-Old Virgin came before Anchorman, but obviously it didn't. But
right,
it seems
that's
like
what I thought. That's why I went with that. Shit.
So there you go. You lose.
It happens. It happens,
guys.
Damn, son.
But now you get to vent. Now you get to,
Ooh.
Get those.
Do I get to take someone out?
We're going to take someone out. It's now time for this week's Trapdoor segment.
Ooh, that's a great screen capture.
Yeah, that'd be the thumbnail for this week's show. The Trapdoor. If you don't know, you know. What we do in this segment is I give Kush Hayes 1, 2, 3, 4 names. And just simply because this spinning piece of rock going around the sun is far too crowded, we need to take some people out. So one by one each week we do just that. So I give him 4 names of celebrities, and he gets to choose which one of these gets sent down the trapdoor and out of existence. And he must show his working, hence his little notepad. So I bought a new notepad as well.
Nice. I've been recycling notepads. They're on both pages now.
Ooh, because we're doing well for the environment.
But it makes it very difficult to read, especially with these glasses. But that's my fault. I put myself in that situation.
Notepads, great invention. Because I was one of these guys for ages who I'll just be like, I'll just grab a sheet of paper from the printer and just like start scribbling it. And then next day I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I screw it up and it's mess everywhere. So I'm trying to be more zen.
Oh, well, that's
and keep
based on
everything
your
organized.
penmanship, but okay, no worries, no
I
worries.
got a new pen as well. New Sharpie
Oh,
gel
your
pen.
Sharpie gel.
I'm growing up in the world.
I'm excited about your Sharpie gel.
Anyway. I wonder what Sharpie gel. I wonder if this is what Amanda Stein uses. Amanda Stein, if you don't know what she is, look her up on Twitter. She is the New Jersey Devils beat reporter. And each day, like with practice and the game, she writes the lineups on her little notepad, and then she takes a picture of the notepad and puts it up on her Twitter, right?
Okay,
and word. I tell you what, her handwriting is
immaculate.
On point. Like, it's one of those kind of things where you never thought, like, what you think handwriting is ever going to impress you. It's like you never. But then when you see someone, when you see some amazing handwriting, you're like, I never knew that I could be blown away by handwriting, but this should be in a museum somewhere. Frame that shit.
Not only is her penmanship immaculate, but she probably smells like warm vanilla sugar.
Sure. Anyway.
Oh, geez. I thought you were going to run with me on that one. Oh, damn.
Let's move on now. Anyway, trapdoor segment. 4 celebrities. This week we've traveled along the alphabet a little bit further.
Hard no sell.
Yep.
You.
See that bus? Throwing you under it, mate. Anyway, we have stopped at the letter S.
We are at S.
So, speaking of Anchorman and 40-Year-Old Virgin, the first contestant on the trapdoors, Steve Carell. Contestant number 2, Stevie Nicks. Angelic voice, said Fleetwood Mac. Contestant number 3, Steve Martin. Hilarious funny man who has hosted SNL about 13 times, and also you can currently see him on Hulu's Only Murders in the Building. Or contestant number 4, hashtag not a sponsor. Other streaming platforms are available. Contestant number 4, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So 4 Steves: Steve Austin, Steve Martin, Steve Carell, Stevie Nicks. What are your thoughts, Mr. Hayes?
Well, you're not getting rid of Steve Carell because he's in one of the best modern comedies of our time, The Office. It had 9 seasons. Should have stopped at 7 when Steve left. But even those last two seasons, they're not the best, but they're still tolerable. But the series as a whole is amazing because of Steve Carell. So he ain't going nowhere. Steve Martin, that man's not going anywhere either. 40, 50 years of comedy that man has given us. He does a bluegrass thing too, if that's your thing. If you love the banjo, no one does it better than him. But Steve Martin, still kicking it. In fact, I've always wondered, how does he feel about having had silver/gray hair 50 of his 60+ years?
I was say I cannot picture him without it.
He's only done one movie where he colored his hair. That was My Blue Heaven, and it was jet black because it was a gangster film. Anyway,
cool.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. If you're a fan of the Squared Circle, the WWE, even parts of the WCW, and all the WrestleManias in between with the Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you love Steve Austin. He's not going anywhere. You can make an argument that he might have to go somewhere, but he's not going nowhere. Miss Stevie Nicks, I'm sorry. You're going down this trapdoor. Again, it's not anything personal. It's more of a mercy thing. You only made it on this list because your name started with an S and was Steve.
Let the one we love sing a song just like she's singing. Ooh, baby,
ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh. Yeah, your music will live on forever. You will not.
on the edge of 70. Ah! Bless her. What a voice! But you know what? I'm sure at some point she was the cause of the breakup of Fleetwood Mac, so she needs to be punished. I mean, how weird was that? You know, that whole dynamic. You know, she gets brought in to the band, and then her and her husband, get divorced, and then she starts writing songs about how much of a bastard he is. Like, I brought you into the band. What are you doing, babe? Awkward.
Awkward indeed.
That, Fleetwood Mac, it was so much of a strange dynamic. You know what? They could make a movie about it, but they didn't at the moment. Maybe they will one day. But I'll tell you what, they did make a movie about Ant-Man. And that takes us seamlessly into this week's Kush's movie review. What a segue. That's the wrong jingle. Kush's movie review.
Kush's movie review.
Sorry.
Oh, that was also the wrong. Oh, geez, we're all over the place tonight.
Kush's movie review: Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. What you gonna do, brother, when Quantumania runs wild on you?
Make your Marvel theories. Take your Pym particles, because Quantumania is running wild.
And the original Incredible Hulk, which I'm actually technically not, because I think I got sued by Marvel once when I went by that name. Stupid Hulk Hogan. Anyway.
Oh, that's awkward. No, so since you brought it up, Hulk Hogan is owned by the WWE, but Hulk is owned by Marvel. So anytime Hulk Hogan's image appeared, you saw copyright year, whatever, WWE/WWF, and then you see Hulk is copyrighted by Marvel Comics. Then anyway, that's your unrelated segment.
Fun
there.
Fact of the day:
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp Part 2 came out this past weekend. It's healthy 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's actually one of the shorter Marvel movies we've had in the last couple of years. So I'm happy to hear that. It stars Mr. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, and the showstopper, the scene stealer, Mr. Jonathan Majors. It is directed for the third time in the Ant-Man series by Peyton Reed and written by a gentleman named Jeff Loveless. He did the series, or he did the script. However, the character Ant-Man and most of its umbrella characters are created by Jack Kirby. So this movie was promised to set up the new threat, the new villain, the new Thanos, the guy badder than Thanos, and that is Kang the Conqueror. And if you have the Disney Plus and you watch Loki, you've already met Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors.
He's mad, I tell you. Mad.
You only had about, maybe 10, 15 minutes with him, 15 minutes tops with him.
It was hell of a
You get a lot more. You get a lot more Jonathan Majors. You get a lot more Kang in this Ant-Man Part 3. And that's all great. However, the rest of the story, not so much. I don't know what happened with Mr. Lovelace's script here. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know why we're taking a nosedive here in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, we're at Marvel Comics movie number 31. So, yeah, eventually you're going to lay an egg. And sometimes you're going to lay multiple eggs. And does that mean the franchise is ruined? No, we got this far. Why would we assume it's ruined? It's just we're not ready for everything yet here. To bring you up to speed here, in Ant-Man 2, we rescued Michelle Pfeiffer from the quantum universe. It has been 30 years since her husband Hank Pym had seen her, and then we sent Ant-Man back into the quantum universe to do some studies, and thus Thanos' snap happened. And guess what? Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer and Evangeline Lilly all got snapped up, and thus Paul Rudd was trapped for 5 years. However, in his universe, the quantum universe, he was only there for 5 hours. And when he got released, 5 years had passed. He has no idea that the snap had happened. He has to
By
make
Splinter.
his way.
Shout out to Splinter for freeing him from the quantum realm.
That's right. A rat freed him very randomly. We had
2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle references tonight's episode.
Boom. There you go. We've exceeded our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles quantity. Anyways.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of Quantum Mania.
That would actually be fun. I would enjoy that.
Well, didn't they sort of technically do it with Turtles 3?
No.
It couldn't be trusted to go back in time. Do you really want them to go in the quantum realm?
No. Oh. However, there is a Ninja Turtles comic or cartoon. It's a cartoon movie where the Cartoon Network's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meets up with the old 80s cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the two styles have to fight multiple Shredders, and they explore a multiverse, and that includes actually the movies and the comic books and etc. etc. Anyways, multiverse is not a new thing, despite what Marvel would like you to think, despite what you Gen Zers, what you kids think. All you kids don't know nothing. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, plot holes. Our team is stuck in the quantumverse for a while. It's not. We never understand how long they've been down there, but yeah, if Paul Rudd says, "Yo, I was down there for 5 hours and 5 years passed," Michelle Pfeiffer should technically have been dead in Ant-Man 2. Like, she's been gone for 30 years, so she wasn't gone for 30 hours. However, she aged like Michelle Pfeiffer has aged. By the way, still a good-looking lady.
That's a good point. I never even thought of that.
It's a plot hole.
So yeah, she went in there. She popped out literally a day and a half later, and she aged 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Something like
What's
that.
up with that?
I don't know. But she seems to know a lot about the quantum verse, as she would, as someone who's been down there 30 human years.
Hours.
And guess what? Everyone keeps going like, yo, where are we? What is going on? Who is that guy? Why do you know this detail? And every time she gets one of those questions, she's like, don't worry about it. I'll explain it to you later. You don't need to know about that. Like, they're writing a less than microscopic manta ray, and at no point should be like, so I was trapped down here for 30 years. I met a guy one day named Kang. He came out of here because he was exiled. We started a whole thing. There was a revolution. I was either labeled a terrorist or a revolutionary fighter. Like, there's a lot of details she's just telling you I can't talk about right now. However, they got nothing but time to talk about shit here. They're in the quantumverse. It's smaller than this little dot right here, kids. However, it is as large as just any other universe. Anyways, this movie is very pretty to look at, but it has a lot of holes. It's thankfully one of the shorter Marvel films of the last decade, but it's not worse than Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor Part 4, but it is not entertaining. It's not the best Ant-Man movie. I have no desire to see this.
Again.
Do I wish I saw it in 3D? Yeah, I don't care. It's fine. However, there's a lot of plot holes. Eventually, guess what, kids? Folks get sent back home, and nothing seems to have changed. Like, Michelle Pfeiffer's 30 years seems to have done nothing. Paul Rudd's 5 hours to 5 years doesn't seem to mean anything. We're not sure how long they're down there, but they were in this movie for 2 hours and 5 minutes, and seems to be just next Wednesday when we get back to everything. So, yeah, this isn't the best Marvel movie. Do I hate it? Not at all. It's also not a good entry. The Ant-Man series is probably the weakest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this one tried to be the biggest of the three, but I wouldn't recommend anyone see this in theaters. It's a very pretty movie, so I'll give it 1 star for that. It is Jonathan Majors, fantastic performance. I want to see more Kang. We will see more Kang. I'm giving it 1 more star for that. Everything else, no. It's two out of 5. This is not a great movie. I had no expectations going into it, but I couldn't recommend anyone see it outside of Disney Plus in 45 days.
Yeah, I don't know. I desperately wanted to love Ant-Man just because at the beginning, hey, Marvel movie, Paul Rudd, what could go wrong? And then I remember watching the first Ant-Man and I didn't love it. But
no, you didn't love it.
But at the same time, I was kind of like, you know what? I'll give it.
It's charming.
It's a nice movie, and also they're introducing a new character to the universe. Not many. So hey, I'll give
smaller stakes. Like
we're not giving the benefit of the doubt here. They're introduced. It's a slow movie, but it's a good introduction to the character. But as a movie as a whole, it's kind of a bit eh. But you get to learn who the character is. Okay, but I'll give him that one. And then Ant-Man and Wasp was like, eh. And I was like, oh, well, hey, no, they're just kind of introduced a new character. Oh, I'll give him another pass. And then this one is, what the hell?
Ant-Man 2, I will give you the benefit of the doubt of saying it came out just after Infinity War. Like, everything had been dramatically been raised to that point, and then Ant-Man 2 has to happen. And they do weave it back into Infinity War, but you're just like, boy, do I not give a shit about this, and I don't give a shit about Spider-Man's European high school vacation. Like, but that's also a delightful film. Spider-Man actually is better than Ant-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is better than Ant-Man 2.
It's very frustrating, that Spider-Man movie. European vacation.
You have to peak and then you have to take a drop. It's like WrestleMania. We're getting ready to talk about that in a few weeks, Mike Fish.
7 weeks.
You have to have that one epic match, and then you have to have that match that everyone needs to use the bathroom or get concessions or buy a t-shirt or whatever. And then there's the main event, which pays off. And a lot of people never understand that. Like you need the pressure to just release just a little bit. I don't know if it need to be with Ant-Man 3, but it's only okay. It's setting shit up. Again, Jonathan Majors is very good in it. You want more Jonathan Majors in it and after it. So there are 2 post-credit trailers or post-credit scenes. Post-credit scenes. Yeah, actually, this one I would sit and wait for both of them.
Is one of them leading to the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie that comes out soon?
Not that I know of.
Okay, but you saw them, right? You watched the 2 post credits.
Yes, but
the Guardians of the Galaxy
are not in it.
All right, no, then.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. However, I don't know that Guardians 3 won't lead into more Kang, which is getting ready for Avengers.
I don't know. I'm getting worried. They're promoting Guardians of the Galaxy as like one last ride or something like that. No, please don't get rid of these characters. They're so good.
A lot of Guardians are going to die in Guardians 3. Dave Bautista for sure.
Oh, don't. He's my favorite. Have you seen the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
Yes, a couple of them now.
Groot looks jacked.
Groot is swole. It's very swole Groot.
Woof. He's a big boy now.
And he's holding 6 guns.
Why
He
not?
wasn't
I
a
mean,
guy
if
who
you
held
can just
guns, he
grow
just-
arm after arm after arm, why wouldn't you hold 6 guns?
Touche. Friend, touche.
Anyway, we'll get to that one later.
In May. May
Before
4th.
we wrap up this evening show, let us make ourselves feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So, if you are listening to this in your bed, here's some ASMR. No, not really. That's
And touch
weird.
yourself.
Wait, what? Snuggle up now. We're gonna make you feel good in this last segment in this week's. Now I don't know why I've gone in this weird voice, but it's this week's feel good story of the week. It's now time to play this actual jingle.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Yeah, this week's feel good story of the weeks, and as much as it begrudges me, I fucking hate that I have to give credit to this fucking app, but I will give credit. This app did lead to something nice happening, but this feel good story is thanks to TikTok.
TikTok.
Fucking hate TikTok, but fair play to it. So this week's feel good story features Lloyd Devereaux Richards, who is a full-time attorney and father of 3. He spent 14 years pursuing his dream of writing a book, and the next 11 years hoping for the book to take off. So at this point, it's 25 years after he's started working on the book, 11 years since the book's come out, and it did not take off. Until last week, when his daughter posted a 16-second TikTok video with a simple message: "I'd love for him to get some sales." The viral video, which details Mr. Richards' long journey of finishing a novel, quote, "Stone Maidens." Oh, it's a good book. It sounds like a good book name. The video has garnered more than 40 million views, and the book went on to reach #1 in the Amazon charts.
Woo.
The news of his overnight fame has overwhelmed Mr. Richards, who cried whilst reading some of the comments from the comment section of the TikTok post after his daughter told him it went viral. His daughter, Marguerite? He named his daughter after a fucking alcoholic drink, but fair play.
No, Marguerite. It's French.
Salt in the rim, please. She cried too, bless her, thanking fans for the purchase. Quote, "Because of them, you're #1, she told her dad. He doesn't even know what TikTok is, she added. Oh. So, God bless her. So his daughter, simple TikTok video saying, "Oh, it would be nice if someone bought my dad's book," and now it's #1. So, you know what? Maybe I should do a TikTok video and just be like, oh, I know I need to get. Oh no, maybe
you need to get your wife's youngest niece. Got to be single digits, not in elementary school, and she has to go like, "I wish everyone would watch my uncle's podcast.
He tries so hard. It's
so
funny. It would be
Uncle
really...
Mike is so funny.
Let's go to enjoy wafflebox.com, please." Maybe. And then
Minecraft.
Then she'd probably bribe me. And I'd have to give it like $100 for it. But there you go. My godson is coming into town soon. Ooh. And he's only just starting to do the whole talking thing. So that'd be even cuter, right? Imagine, please listen to his podcast. It's gonna be people crying, listening to our podcasts. But hopefully, maybe I have to space it out a bit, because then if I would do the TikTok video and then they listen to this episode where we're literally telling them that this is a sham, this whole viral video, they're gonna be like, those bastards, and they'll never listen to another episode. So I think you muted yourself when you headbutted your microphone. Little bit of tech support. Never headbutt a microphone.
Never headbutt a microphone.
There we go.
Yeah. Don't headbutt your mic. We know that.
Although, to be fair, I could, even though I'm not going to, I could headbutt my microphone because there's no off switch on my one.
All right. Small details.
No off switch. Anyway, so what was you trying to say while you was muted?
Something about a kitten, something about a puppy. Just yeah.
Yeah. Get a little child with a kitten and a puppy. Please listen to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Genius.
Not
all right,
just
well,
a hat rack.
And the beauty of this is I don't need to sign to TikTok. They do. So I can still stay off of TikTok.
Yes.
Brilliant. And then I have to act surprised, for the next video when they're like, "Oh, Uncle Mike, I made this video about you, and now that's why your podcast is so popular." And I'll be like, "Oh my God, this is the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me."
And then I said we're gonna have to give them 1% of the podcast, and I'm okay with that.
I'm not agreeing to that.
Oh, interesting. Conflict.
No.
1%.
I remember once.
1%.
I remember
1%.
one time I was babysitting them.
90...
I took them for ice cream. They owe me.
You and I both still own 49% of the show each.
Then who owns the other 1%?
Your nephew, your toddler nephew.
So 49, and 1 is 99. Who owns the other 1%?
Their parents.
Fuck that. No.
It goes to charity. Anyway, look, my math isn't 1,000%. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a math magician.
Let's just donate this hypothetical money that we're gonna make from this viral TikTok video to charity.
This is the right promotion. All right, we get a baby in there, goes Waffle box, and we get a kitten in there, or we get a puppy in there, and the baby goes woo, yeah, and it goes Waffle box. I count, and that's it, and then we get just thousands of watches, and it'll be fun.
It will be fun. So yeah, if you are joining us because of my niece / nephew / godson's potential future TikTok video, welcome. I don't know. To me, I'll probably even forget about this by the time I see the next. But anyway. Thanks for joining us this week on Waffle Box, episode 86. Do you know what that means, Kush? You know what that means?
What's that?
Means episode 87's next. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
But until then, whatever the good folks of the Syrup Squad got to look forward to if they go onto the internet machine and type in bosnet.family.
Yo, last week we spoke to Bill Siebold of Too Much CGI, the podcast, and we had a fun little rant. What comes up this week? Probably a Kush and Kai classic. Maybe I just take the week off. Surprise. I'll let you know later. However, bosnet.family, bosnet.family/microdose, and Bosnet everything else. Mucho gusto.
Beautiful. Also, make sure you follow us on all the socials at WaffleboxPod. Links enjoywafflebox.com. Shout out to Elementary Brewing Company in Hackensack, New Jersey. We have great beer. But until next week, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.